What's up, you wonderful people? It is a great day for a guitar collection tour. All right, so I did one of these videos last year, and it was actually really helpful for me personally because it just helped me take inventory of all the stuff that I have here. And I thought, you know, you guys seem to like it, so why not do it again this year? So we're gonna go through this room. I'm gonna unpack all the guitars I own. There's gonna be new guitars. There's gonna be old guitars. There's gonna be weird guitars. I'm not Dr. Seuss. I can't figure out a rhyme for this. But if you wanna skip around, you wanna see a certain guitar, there is a table of contents below chapters. You can just skip to whatever guitar you wanna see. But before I can show you any guitars, I need to talk to you about today's sponsor. Today's video is brought to you by Squarespace. Tired of your website looking like what we thought the future was going to look like in the 80s? Well, so are your potential clients. With Squarespace's cutting-edge design tools, you don't need to be a designer or even know what CSS stands for. It's Cascading Style Sheet. Took me like 3 seconds to Google that, but anyways. Just tell Blueprint AI who you are and what you do, and boom, your dream website practically builds itself. Got clients? Add Acuity scheduling and let people book your time without the back and forth emails that make you think, man, I really should have gone pro. If Coach had put me in, we'd be state champs. No doubt in my mind. Maybe you're a personal space kind of person and your bubble is really important to you and you don't want to see people IRL. You can sell online courses, blogs, videos, and memberships to your woodworking wood shop for aspiring chipmunks. And with built-in SEO tools, your site gets discovered faster so your business can finally stop hiding on the Wayback Machine. The best part about Squarespace is it's free to try. You don't even need to give them any credit card information to start building your site if you just want to test it out. It's easy to use and easy to get started today, so start your free trial by using the link in the description below or my code TaylorDanley at checkout and give your website the look it deserves. All right, these guitars aren't gonna unpack themselves. And as always, if there's something that you guys want to see on the channel, leave it down in the comments and I will do my best to make that happen. Let's get into it. Let's just start with what I have here on the rack. This is my BC Rich Ironbird. This is a great guitar. I really like this guitar a lot. Very comfortable to play, very fast, shreddy neck. However, the one issue that this guitar has is it has a tremendous amount of neck dive. Okay, let's see how bad. Oh yeah, that's hot garbage there. But we do have a Floyd Rose 1000 series on here. We have a DiMarzio pickup. I actually like this pickup a lot. I think it's a distortion, if I remember correctly. I don't remember exactly what pickup's in here, but it's great. You know, one volume knob, just an absolute metal riff machine. Really, really like this guitar. Don't play it enough. And probably one of the reasons I don't play that guitar more is just the balance of the weight. Does neck dive quite a bit. The next one that I have on the rack at the moment is this EC256. These are really, really great guitars for the money. Now, truth be told, I will never play this guitar. The only reason that I have this guitar is because I bought it for that recent Gibson Les Paul video that I did. Very cool looking, just probably one I will never play. You know, it's just a little bit outside the realm of the things that I like. You know, especially the one thing I don't like about this guitar is the 𝗦cie𝗰𝗶𝗹 fretboard. This is just not my thing. If you can get a up close look at this and just see, I don't know. You know, maybe that's for you. It's definitely not for me. It's very noticeable when you put it up against other fretboards, how pale it is and how red it is and how much it stands out. I just, you know, I prefer darker fretboards like ebony, or even this rosewood is pretty dark, you know, by contrast. Now, you did hear me correctly. I did say that I'm not gonna keep that guitar. As I'm going through this list, if I find things that I feel like I'm not gonna keep, I will list them on my Reverb store. There's a link for that down in the description. And I also have to say this because I get comments in literally every video that I make, but specifically these guitar collection videos. People show up in the comments asking me to gift them a guitar. That's very generous of you. I do donate a lot of guitars, but I don't donate them to individuals. I donate them to a charity here in Portland. Here are all of the guitars, and then I was only able to get all of the pieces for one of the drum sets, so, you know, that's gonna be the one that I take down there. Let's go make someone's Christmas, hopefully. So you guys are also a music school, is that right?
Correct, yes. So we are mainly a music school, and second, a venue. The venue comes second.
Oh, wow. You have a venue here. I didn't realize you guys did all this stuff. I just thought you took instruments. So this is the place that I donate my guitars to. This is called Xiphos Music. They do all sorts of cool things, not only getting guitars into the hands of people that need them, but they have lessons there. You can learn recording and engineering, you know, if you're interested in that. It's just a really cool nonprofit organization that is helping the community out with their musical needs. And I think it's awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Can I go out this way?
Yes, you can.
Okay, cool. There are kids in the world that don't have access to instruments, and if you're in need, you can contact them. Like you heard, they have a garage sale that goes on here, and they do actually donate instruments to you know, kids that need them, families that need them and stuff. The reason that I donate to that charity is because I trust them to get these guitars in the hands of people that need them. And I don't have the time to like vet people and figure out like, is this person just scamming me or do they really need a guitar? You know what I mean? So if you do in fact need a guitar, there are resources out there. Like this donation center is the one in my area, but you know, if you want a guitar, go to one of those places. They'll help you out. Okay. The next one I have here is this Jackson American Soloist. This guitar gets used a lot. And the reason that this guitar gets used a lot is it's just a workhorse. And the thing that I use this primarily for is songwriting, but I do like using this in videos as well. It's just a really solid guitar that I have 100% confidence in, and I know that I can grab it and it's going to do the job, you know? So that's why I like this guitar so much. Next up on the rack, we have the Xiphos. This is my Ibanez Iron Label Xiphos, you know, so this is one of the newer ones. And this is also a really great solid workhorse of a guitar. I would say the one thing that I don't like about this guitar is I think it's the body. There's something about the way that it resonates and just, it's very like snappy sounding. You would never ever notice when you have this thing plugged in and running through an amp and a bunch of distortion and stuff like that. But, you know, just acoustically and the way that it like responds and feels in your hands, it's very snappy. I don't know how else to describe it. And when I bring up the wood, I'm not talking about tone or anything like that, you know, so we can stop with the woo-woo. We don't need to have a tone wood argument. I've noticed this with other Okume guitars that I've played as well. They just have like a different sort of feel, like the strings under your fingers. They feel like snappier or something. Maybe that's woo-woo. I don't know. Let me know your experience with that down in the comments. Next up is this guy here. This is my Jackson Pro Plus XT. It is a 27-inch baritone guitar. With a reverse headstock. I love this guitar. People ask me to sell this guitar all the time. I will never sell this guitar. It is just a badass instrument. I love this thing so much. The one thing is I wish it had a Floyd Rose on it. I'm not a huge fan of the kill switch. And you know, if I'm being 100% honest, I think the perfect Jackson for me would be this guitar in a normal scale length with stainless steel frets and a reverse headstock, Floyd Rose. You can get rid of this, just leave me the volume knob and the pickup selector and we'd be good. But this guitar is so badass that I can get over all of those things if I'm being honest with you. It's just a peach to play. And I personally have no idea why they didn't make any more of these. People ask me all the time like I have some sort of inside knowledge. I don't. They sold out of them very quickly and then they just never made any more. I'm very lucky to even have that one. I had to beg for it essentially, so that's how I got it. But speaking of Warriors, this is my X Series Warrior. I have a very love-hate relationship with this guitar. It is an awesome guitar. It looks like it would be the exact dream guitar that I was just mentioning to you a second ago. But the thing I've noticed with this guitar is I constantly have to adjust the neck. You know, I'm not really sure what that's about. I believe this guitar came from somewhere tropical before me, so I don't know, maybe the wood is still adjusting to my environment after all this time, but I do notice that I have to adjust it quite a bit. But you can see the upgrades that I've done to it. I have locking tuners here. We satinized the neck. If you saw the video, I did make a video on all of this stuff. This originally had EMGs in it. I put Fishmans in it when I did the upgrade, and then I ended up going back to these EMG X's. These are my favorite pickup set, by the way. This is an EMG 81X and 85X. I also updated this with a Floyd Rose Pro 1000 series bridge. This is a really important upgrade, I feel like, if you have a Floyd Rose special. These are just significantly better bridges. I tried to ebonize the fretboard, and while I do feel like it made it a little bit darker, it's probably something I need to take another attempt at here soon. But yeah, my main issue with this guitar is I feel like I'm constantly fighting it to like get rid of fret buzz and just to have it stay set up, you know? So, you know, it just is what it is. And it also has this feeling under the fingers. Like it feels like hard, like more metallic. I don't know how to explain this, and I know that this sounds crazy when I do try to explain it, but it just feels quite a bit different than my other guitars under the hands. And you know, I think it's just a guitar that I'm just gonna have to keep working at. And hopefully one day we'll get it there and make it the dream guitar that you know, I always wanted it to be. Speaking of Jackson X Series, this is my Jackson KEX Kelly. This might be one of the first pointies that I ever bought, and I just bought it because look at it, man. It's just beautiful. The gold hardware, the black body with the white binding. I just thought it looked so badass and so classic, so that's why I bought it. Now this one does still have a Floyd Rose special on it, but I did upgrade the pickups. We have gold EMGs 8185 in here. I took out the volume knob, relocated it down here, so we just have a selector and a volume knob. This is just like a little plug. I don't know what these things are called. But it's just like a little plug. I bought a big pack of them on Amazon. This one doesn't fit there perfectly, but you know, I think it looks pretty good. I It's an easy way to plug up those holes. I would like to maybe upgrade this in the future with a satinized neck and do some of the same things I did to my other X Series guitar, but you know, it's another project for another day for sure. It's a very cool guitar. It's a very dusty guitar, but I like this one a lot. It's got a lot of sentimental things for me. I have basses back here. I'm not gonna do the basses. By the way, if you haven't figured it out by this point in the video, it's gonna be a long video. It's gonna be a lot of stuff in here. I'm going to make a longer extended cut of this video. I'm gonna go through other stuff in my room. Like, I'm just gonna go through the entire thing and do a full studio tour. I will leave the extended cut over on Patreon for like super fans who actually want to sit through all of that. I know the majority of you are just interested in guitars, so we will keep it to guitars in this video. Hey, I have this one sitting out. Let's look at this. This is a Gear for Music baritone they sent out to me really recently. I mean, they're super budget guitars, and while this style of guitar and really baritones in general might not be my thing, I can really appreciate the value for the money. And if I haven't released this video, I will be doing so very, very soon. You know, there's nothing crazy going on here. We do have a bolt-on neck, but this is roasted maple, and the body is actually alder. I was surprised that, you know, guitar, because I think this guitar is like 200 pounds, which is like $230 or something like that. So, you know, for that money, a roasted maple 30-inch neck and a, you know, Jazzmaster style alder body, I feel like is a pretty good deal. And spoiler for the video, I feel like the pickups are surprisingly good for the money too. Yeah, so if that one hasn't been on the channel, it will be soon. This is my fake AF Washburn Culprit. And I just bought this out of morbid curiosity. If you saw this video, I think it's called I Bought an Illegal Guitar or something like that. You know the backstory, but yeah, this thing basically is unusable. What is going on here with this guitar is that it's just actually built incorrectly, and like the geometry of the guitar is off, so to speak. So what happened is the neck is actually set in at an angle. So if you look at this, see how the neck leans off to the right? This side's actually set down further in the body than this side. So the whole neck just leans this direction. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get a good shot of this, but you can definitely see it with your eyeballs. Maybe not the camera so much, but this neck is crooked. Like, this neck is warped, it has a twist, it twists off this direction. And you know, for a $200 guitar, it's actually a ripoff for a $200 guitar if I'm being real, especially when you just compare it to that baritone from Gear for Music that I showed you. I mean, you know, this is just a knockoff guitar in every way. It's definitely a wall hanger that really says Washburn on it. Just not really worth fixing, in my opinion, if you know what I mean. Okay, the next one we have here, this is my Davidson Pro Plus Warrior. Now, this guitar was actually the one that they used in the video, so, you know, it's got some cool factor there.
We have the Ferrari Red, a lot of the same specs. We've got the Floyd Rose, the Occult Classic pickup.
It's kind of like a collector's item in a way. It's got everything that I love about a Warrior. You know, look at the neck transition here. It's beautiful. This deep cut, and then, you know, we have the nice natural finish, the paint line right here. This is really, really awesome. Obviously, reverse headstock, the Floyd Rose 1000 series 7-string bridge, the Dave Davidson pickups, the configuration, like having the pickup selector here and then the knobs down below it, genius. It's really, really handy when you're playing. You don't accidentally hit your volume knob with your pinky or something like that. This is just a really badass guitar, and this would probably get used every single day if it was a 6-string. I just don't play a lot of 7-string guitar, but it is a badass guitar and also kind of like a piece of history in a way, you know? So yeah, I like this one a lot. Okay, I feel like I'm rapid firing these guitars a little bit. If you have any questions about any of these things, feel free to ask them in the comments. I will try to get back to all of you. But, you know, there's a lot of guitars here, so I need to kind of move through them. This one is a really, really special guitar. This is my Deviant Guitars Grimoire. This is a custom design that I designed with the owner, Royce. Now, Deviant Guitars is no longer a company, so unfortunately you can't get this guitar anymore. I'm working on a solution to that. I would like to release this guitar and make it available to people. But yeah, this is just a really cool project. I love the way this came out. We have a deep cut here, like we do on the Warrior. Super thin, shreddy, 3-piece neck, locking hip shot tuners, EMG 81X and 85X in the neck, heel truss rod adjustment, Floyd Rose Pro 1000 style bridge. The reason that I like these is because the bolts that hold the string down are up here at an angle. So when you change strings on this, you actually don't have to prop it up like you would with a normal Floyd Rose. One pickup selector, one volume knob, all you need. I love this streaked ebony. I think the streaked ebony board looks really cool. I know it's not for everybody, but it is for me. Obviously the Leviathan Crosser Sulfur, for those in the know, inlay up here at the 12th. Just a really, really badass guitar. Probably, this thing needs to go on the hanger. I need to get rid of some of those guitars that are on there and swap some out, and then this one can go back on the hanger because I do like playing this guitar a lot. This is the next one on the list. Everyone said that I needed to try Kramer, and then I got this guitar because I thought it looked cool. Basically, that's it. That's the only reason. Then everyone told me, that's not really a Kramer. So I don't know. I guess I can't win on this one. Maybe I'll have to try another Kramer. We do have a Floyd Rose 1000 series bridge on this, so, you know, it's nice and solid. Maple fretboard. I don't know. There's nothing else really to write home about with this guitar. Other than the way it looks, I do appreciate the cutaway here on the neck. And for a company that's owned by Gibson, it does have a pretty fast, shreddy neck. We have these lockdowns for the Allen keys up here too, which I thought was pretty cool and unique. Goto tuners. You know, super solid guitar, but is it for me? I don't really know. I don't know. Okay, this one's a little unique, and I never made a video on it, and I kind of explain that here as we go. This is an RJ Guitars. Look at this case. This case is really, really awesome. The case is probably my favorite thing about this guitar, and this is what this guitar looks like. It is essentially a custom shop guitar. They sent me this cool leather strap. They wrote me a nice thank you note, little pouch and everything. This guitar is cool. It's really interesting and unique. It's just not something that I really vibe with. We have these Goto vintage style locking tuners, a volute there, skunk stripe on the neck, a little carve for the heel there, no neck plate here, a slight little swoop. You know, to be 100% honest with you, the reason that I never made a video on this guitar was because made one, and he didn't disclose that it was a paid advertisement. And it just rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know, it made me feel weird about it. It made me feel weird about the whole situation, so I ended up not making a video on it. The situation just gave me icky vibes, you know? So, yeah. And by the way, no hater shade, this is way more common than you would think in the guitar YouTube community. Most people don't disclose when they're getting something for free for a video, or, you know, they're getting a discount, or someone is paying them. Like, it's really, unfortunately, very common for YouTubers to not disclose those things. So I totally get it when people call us paid shills. I didn't mean for this video to get dark all of a sudden, by the way. Sorry about that. This one's badass. So, you know, this guitar, this is a Fender American Ultra 2, very expensive USA made Fender guitar. And this is pretty comparable to the guitar that I just showed you. However, it's a Fender. You know, it has the Fender warranty. It's made in the United States. These are all things to consider when you're thinking about getting a Stratocaster style guitar. And I think that this guitar is just, it's considerably nicer in terms of its fit and finish and craftsmanship. If you're looking at this on a spec sheet compared to that RJ guitar, you might be like, the RJ's a considerably better value, but you know, there's a lot of caveats. A lot of caveats to that. Like, I don't remember exactly, but I think the RJ guitar is about half the price of an American Ultra Series guitar, and the spec sheets read pretty similarly to one another. But again, you know, you're buying a Fender made in the USA with Fender's warranty versus waiting 6 months for a custom shop guitar from the Philippines. Who knows what the warranty's like on it? Who knows if you would ever be able to get a hold of customer service if you had any issues with it, God forbid. So, you know, they're just all things to consider. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer here. It's just like anything else. You got to do your due diligence, right? This is one of the Epiphone inspired by Gibson Les Paul custom whatever. The one with the really long name. And you can tell this is the Epiphone with the open book headstock and the kidney bean tuners. Ugh, gross. But this is a really awesome guitar, man. Now there's obviously a big caveat to that because an Epiphone Les Paul Custom is normally about $800 and this one is like $1,300. So, you know, quite a big price difference. But I do feel like this is a pretty premium Epiphone guitar. Like $1,300 might sound crazy for an Epiphone guitar, but this is a super high quality guitar. It's got the ebony fretboard, it's got true mother of pearl inlays, both the block inlays here, and then the diamond and the Epiphone logo. It's all true mother of pearl. It's got the 5-ply binding up at the headstock, you know, the 7-ply binding down here at the body. Yeah, it's really cool, man. I don't know. If you're into Les Paul Customs and you want one that you feel okay about, you know, playing and giving some abuse, like if you play it live or whatever, I feel like this is a really good guitar for that, you know, and it comes with a hard shell case and everything. I don't know. I feel like it's a good value. Do you feel like it's a good value? I went over this ad nauseum in that video, but that's the guitar on my list that I felt like would be joining the collection. The next up is a Gibson, and a lot of you will recognize this as my Halloween special guitar. Any repairs that the finish might hide. God, what is going on with this thing? Come on. Yeah, there we go. You know, I don't see any cracks. I love this. You know, the one thing that you really got to give to Gibson is their presentation's amazing. This is a 67 reissue Flying V. I got all sorts of comments on that video. A lot of the questions that I got, I feel like people just didn't understand that, you know, that was a Halloween special video. It's supposed to be like a found footage style video. and so they didn't get it, but that's okay. This is a reissue. This is a an early 2000s reissue, I believe. Great guitar, surprisingly shreddy for a Gibson. It's got the slim neck profile on it if you aren't familiar with these. I do want to swap these out. It's got the vintage style tuners, which, you know, these aren't great, but they're fine for now. But yeah, I bought this guitar specifically just for that Halloween video. When I was thinking about what a cursed guitar would look like, this is the one that popped into my mind. And I did change out the truss rod cover and the pick guard for that video. And I put pickup rings on here too. I put these speed knobs on here. I did buy gold hardware, but not all of it came in time for the video. So I will be upgrading this one in the future. It needs some work done to it too. You know, there's just like it needs a new nut probably, and just some of the fretwork and stuff. Yeah, this guitar needs some love, but very cool guitar. I like this guitar a lot. I don't know if doing Halloween videos is gonna be a normal thing on my channel, but that was one of my favorite videos ever to make, so maybe it will be, you know? All right, this next one is one you saw on the channel recently, and this is not my guitar. As far as I know, I'm sending this back right now. They're just letting me hold on to it for a little bit longer because obviously it benefits Sweetwater to have me play this in another video, you know, and not charge them for it. So that's why it's here. But this is the Jagstang Custom Shop Tangent. If you saw the video recently on my channel, then you are familiar with this guitar and the things that make this guitar really cool. This is a very expensive guitar, and I do really feel like Sweetwater just sent this one to me because they knew that I might want to keep it, which would mean that I would have to buy it. It hurts to have that guitar here and to be thinking about it and be like, you know, I like playing this guitar a lot. I like this guitar a lot, but yeah. Do I need it in my collection? Like, probably, I mean, we're not even halfway through this video yet. The next one here, this is the Jagstang Mick Thomson. Now, if you remember this video, you know that I was a little bit sketched out about this guitar because it is missing part of its serial number here. I did have a lot of people point out to me that, like, this is a common thing, especially when you see those orange stickers on the headstock that's covering the serial number. While I do concur with that mostly, there are other factors here, and I just feel like I have to do my due diligence on this guitar. You know, I'll make an update video with this guitar in the future and give you guys the full story, the full rundown on it. But yeah, there's just weird unanswered questions with it. As of right now, I don't think that that guitar was stolen, but I do think there was some weird sketch involved in it. And again, I'll go to that in the video. Next one is very cool guitar too. They're all cool guitars. What am I talking about? This is the Jagstang American Virtuoso. You know, I would call this similar to a Soloist. I mean, maybe it's a Soloist technically. I'm not really sure on it, but it basically has the same body. However, we have a bolt-on 5-piece neck. Look at the contour on the back too. It's a really, really nice contour for a bolt-on 5-piece roasted and maple neck. And Goto locking tuners on this guy. Just a really solid and fun guitar to play. We do have Seymour Duncan JBs in this guitar, which are fine. You know, I'm cool with those pickups. Not my favorite, but you know, they're very like stock pickups, I feel like, in a good way. Floyd Rose 1500 series bridge, you can tell because it has the titanium bolts and intonation screws. Love the streak ebony on this guitar. I think it looks really beautiful. I know that's not for everyone, but it definitely is for me. And I'm pretty sure, and I think this is just coincidence, but I'm pretty sure this is the one that Dave Davidson used in the ad for that video. I don't know what it is with Jagstang and sending me the guitars that they use in their ads, but that seems to be the way they do it. Okay, next guitar in the lineup here. I've had this one for a really long time. This is my Fender Modern Player Telecaster. I've swapped out the pickups on this a few times, but I found that I had just actually really liked the stock pickup in this. And I do have a hip shot bridge on here. I don't know, man. I feel like everything that I've done to this guitar kind of makes it less of a Telecaster. And I've been thinking about just putting the normal bridge back on here, even though it'll cut up your palms if you're trying to do chuggies on it. I did flip this around. I feel like this is a better configuration, even though it puts the volume knob closer to the pickup up here, which I know people hate, but in this case, you know, it's pretty far away. It feels good. This is a coil split. I really like the fact that it's its own switch and not like a push-pull. Great studio tool, and I just feel like it's worth having a Telecaster if you're a guitar player and you record stuff, because it will come in handy at some point. The only downside I'd say to this guitar is it's made of pine, so it's very, very soft and it will dent easy, which is why it pretty much lives in a case. But, you know, other than that, super solid. It is crafted in China. If that bothers you, you know, then this isn't the guitar for you. And I think I paid $400 for this guitar new. Keep in mind that was probably like 2018 or something like that. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I'm just making a massive pile of guitars here. While we're on the subject of Fender guitars, this is a Fender American Ultra, not the American Ultra 2. This is just the first American Ultra series guitar. I think the color's not for everybody. I think that probably this is the color that they had a harder time selling, which is why they sent this one to me. It reminds me of Weezer. I don't know. I think it's badass. Now the Ultra 2 series is technically a nicer guitar. It does have some nicer features, some nicer specs. If you saw that video, then you know what I'm talking about. Slightly different neck profiles, slightly different electronics, but really for the money, if you're into Stratocasters, these are probably like lifelong workhorse guitars, you know? They're just very, very high quality. As I'm going through these guitars, it's just making me sad that I don't have more time to play all of them. Don't get me wrong, it's cool having a guitar collection. First world problems for sure, right? I just wish I had more time to play them. This one is a super special guitar for me. This is my LTD Stephen Carpenter 500. So if you don't know, Stephen Carpenter is the guitar player from the band Deftones, and this is one of his signature guitars in the more affordable 500 series from LTD. And this is one of the first metal guitars that I ever bought that was not an Ibanez. And you know, I'm a huge Deftones fan, so I bought this thing, and it's just definitely one that I will never let go, just because of all the sentimental attachment that I have to it. Great guitar, love this one. The strings are a mile high off the fretboard. It needs a good setup and some love, but I'll probably do that when I want to do a Deftones Tone Quest video. I don't know when, probably, you know, early next year, hopefully, but it's something I've wanted to do for a long time, and I'm gonna use that guitar for it, so, you know, we'll get out that guitar soon. I'm not talking to you, that's why you don't understand, Jesus. Apple Watches, man. This is a guitar that I just had on the channel, and this case, by the way, is the one, like, you can tell how beat up this is. This is the one. This is the one that I threw off that huge loading dock and down the stairs and everything. You know, it survived and the guitar survived. This buckle is a little tight now, but Gator cases, man, they make good stuff. I mean, it's even got the LED light in it. Anyways, not about the case. This is the WRXMG Jackson Soloist that I just had on the channel. I literally just talked about this guitar, so you guys can go watch that video if you want. And it's at the point now where I'm starting to have to swap out screws on this Floyd Rose Special because they're just worn out. I didn't explain this in the video, but the reason that this string slipped out of the saddle is because this screw stripped and it just won't push the saddle in to hard enough to hold the string down. So that's what happened. It's just one of the things that happens with Floyd Rose Special tremolos, you know? It is what it is. What are you gonna do? Okay, this next one is really cool too. This is an Ibanez S Prestige. This was my main touring guitar when I was in Those Who Lie Beneath. The reason I went with an S Prestige is because at the time, these were the only S series guitars that had 24 frets, and then literally within like a year, all the S series had 24 frets, so, you know, that was kind of a bummer. It's like a big premium for that feature, and then they just started including it on all their S series guitars, so whatever. I'm going to use this in a video here really shortly. I don't want to give away what that video is, but I'm going to use this in a video here really soon. I'm probably going to swap out these pickups for that video. Zero resistance tremolo. These tremolos are amazing. They're really, really great tremolos. The only thing is the arms on them cost an arm and a leg, but they do. They're very expensive. I'm missing the cap on the pickup selector. I think I have been forever. Anytime I show anyone this guitar, they always ask me to sell it to them because I'm not a big fan of this. I keep meaning to make a video on why and then sell this, but I've been meaning to do that for like 4 years now and I've never done it. This is my Jim Root Squier Telecaster. If you want a spoiler, the reason that I'm not really a big fan of this guitar, stock it had really terrible pickups. I put an EMG in here. I'm gonna take this back out. But if I was gonna give you a spoiler and try and summarize just why I'm not a huge fan of this guitar, it's just like not a metal guitar and it's not a Telecaster either. It feels like it's in this weird purgatory between a country guitar and a metal guitar. And I don't know. I played, you know, some shows with this live. Great guitar, it held up really well. Really great guitar for the money. They don't make them anymore, I don't believe, but it was a really great guitar for the money. Just, I don't know, one that I never really, I just didn't vibe with particularly, I guess. Is what it is. They can't all be winners, you know? Maybe it's a winner for you. Next up here on the list, this is my Agile Scepter. I believe it's a Scepter. You know, when these things were new, they had unbeatable specs for the money. And I kind of think about this as like the predecessor to Solar guitars in a lot of ways, because these were the metal guitars that offered you things like, look at this guitar, it has Seymour Duncan blackouts in it. It doesn't have a hip shot bridge, but it's a hip shot style bridge. Don't believe these are stainless steel frets, but I want to say they did offer stainless steel. Maybe these are. They don't look like it to me. They could just be like oxidized or something though. This guitar's pretty old. You know, reverse headstock. I mean, it's a 5-piece neck through guitar. Now you can see that I had this one shaved down because the neck profile on these guitars is like super chonky. So this one was shaved down to a very, very comfortable profile by my buddy Royce over at Heathen Guitars. And I think this guitar retailed for something like $600, you know, back in 2009 or whatever. Just insane guitars for the money. And everyone that I knew that was getting into like the blooming gent genre at that time had an Agile guitar. And yeah, just crazy time for guitars. Probably one of my favorite 7-strings, if I'm being real. Next up, if you saw the Black Dahlia Murder Tone Quest video, then you saw me upgrade this. This is my LTD MH300. You know, this was considered like a budget guitar for LTD. I bought this used from one of my friends when I needed a backup guitar for my band. I replaced the bridge. It didn't even have a Floyd Rose special on it. It had like a licensed Floyd Rose, which was worse quality in my experience. But you know, I replaced it with a Goto bridge. This thing is super solid. It really made a tremendous difference with this guitar. We have EMGs in 81 and 85. Rosewood fretboard. I just recrowned or redressed the frets when we did that video. So, you know, it's playing super silky smooth. Solid guitar, man. Now it's listed as a neck through guitar, but I think it is a set neck guitar. I don't see any lines here where you would see like, you know, the neck stripe or whatever, but you know, the list does say neck through. It looks like a set neck to me. I don't know. You be the judge on this one. Cool guitar, plays really well. Has a lot of nostalgia to it. And that Black Dahlia video was good. You should check that out if you haven't already. This is a D'Angelico Deluxe Atlantic guitar. It gives me Imperial Triumphant vibes or something like that. I know it's like a jazz guitar, but you know, when it comes to those two things, there's a lot of overlap on the Venn diagram. I mean, look at the inlays here. These are just really, really beautiful. A lot of really fine craftsmanship. Turn around, we have a 3-piece neck here. You can see the tape line there. This is an incredibly smooth transition. If you've ever felt these where they're kind of rough, you'll know what I'm talking about. Like there's a very obvious line here, but you can't even feel it. It just transitions into this smooth, natural neck. And then it's actually gloss up here at the headstock. You can see that line there. So it's all natural. And then it gets glossy up at the headstock. Locking Grover tuners, this keg tap or whatever's up here. Really striking and beautiful guitar that I will probably never play, unfortunately. It's just a little outside the things that I normally like. No rhyme or reason for it. It's an excellent guitar. It's just, you know, if you're looking at the rest of my collection, then you kind of get what I'm into, probably. This is a Solar Guitars V, and this is the AOP. I can't remember exactly what the model number is, but it's got that Cannibalismo Army Green finish. This has an Evertune on it. It is the only guitar that I own with an Evertune on it. Not the biggest fan of these, but they do definitely have their applications. They just feel kind of weird to play to me, and especially being used to Floyd Rose tremolos, which have this like extreme pitch bending, like they very much react to the softest touch, which I know most people don't like. You hit those strings really hard, they're gonna pitch bend, you know? Is it a feature or a bug? I don't know, but it's what I'm used to. And so going to something like an Evertune for me is just really, really bizarre, and it feels more like a tool for tracking guitars than something I would play for my own enjoyment, but you know, that's just me. One volume knob, one toggle switch, no tone knob, my kind of guitar. Seymour Duncan Solar pickups. We have an ebony fretboard, although this one is pretty pale. Stainless steel frets, and this was from the era where these fretboards were cracking. I'm happy to report that this one does not have any cracks in it. Reverse headstock, you know Solar guitars. It's a badass guitar. I actually have another Solar V we're gonna get to in a minute that I need to get out for a video that I wanna do here coming up soon. There's another Solar, but it's not the V I was talking about. This one is an X series. Look at this thing, dude, it's badass. This is the Coroner signature guitar. I forgot the fellow's name, but it's the gentleman who plays in Coroner. And the differences on this Solar guitar is, you know, we still have stainless steel frets, we still have an ebony board. We have Fishman Fluence Moderns in this guy. We also have a Goto bridge. This was the first time I played a Goto bridge, and this is what made me think like, oh, these are actually really good bridges. Single volume with a push-pull for the different voicings for the Fishmans, but we have a 5-way blade selector switch, so that way you can access all of the voicings and the different things for the Fishmans. You know, the Fishmans aren't really my thing. I do appreciate them, but I think they're good in this guitar. I like this guitar a lot. I think it's an awesome studio tool, especially for all the different voicings that you can get out of them. The one improvement I would like to see on this guitar is the neck joint right here. You know, I know this is where the strap button is, but for an X series guitar, it just feels like it should have a big tremendous swoop right here at the heel. You know, maybe that's just me, but that's always been my one complaint with this guitar. And I know technically it's an ML shape, and you could say like, oh, that's why it has the button on the heel there, and that's why the heel's all like that, because that's how ML guitars are. But you know, it's a Solar X guitar. If you're gonna call it an X guitar, cut out the heel. You know what I'm saying? I know this is a Solar Guitars gig bag, but is that what's in here? No, it is not. This is my Randy Rhoads, I believe this is an X series guitar. It's an RRX24, something like that. Reverse headstock, blacked out inlays, Floyd Rose Special. Unfortunately, that is what comes on the X series guitars. It is what it is. 2 volumes, 1 tone, 3-way. It has the same sort of neck joint that the other Jackson Vs have, just normal Jackson tuners on here. This guitar's fine. You know, it doesn't get me excited like I thought it would when I bought it. I'm not sure if I'll hold on to this one in the long run or not. I always feel like I'm gonna use it for a video, and then I never end up making the video, so who really knows? I am gonna be making a video with a bunch of Vs here soon, because I do have a really cool special guitar coming within the next couple weeks, so maybe I'll hold on to it until then, and we'll just see where it goes from there. This was a present to myself for my 41st birthday. I actually am going to use this in a video as well. And if you know whose signature guitar this is, you can probably guess what video it's gonna be, but this is a Fender Jagstang. This is one of the reissues. The reason that I bought a reissue is that I heard that these are actually a bit better than the older ones. I heard that the original made in Japan have a lot of like structural problems with them. Not a fan of this bridge. This bridge is really weird. If you saw that video, you know what I'm talking about, but aesthetically, this guitar is just really cool. And it means a lot to me because Nirvana was one of the bands that really got me started playing guitar. So, you know, having a Nirvana guitar is kind of feels like something I have to have in a collection of guitars, you know? Like maybe one day if I stop buying guitars, I'll be able to buy a house that's big enough to display all of them. And this would definitely be on the wall next to a cardigan sweater and a picture of Kurt Cobain, you know? This is a good one. This is a keeper. Oh, look at this cute little case that's hiding back here. This is a Mooer headless guitar. You know, this is one of their intelligent guitars. It has this whole system in it, you know, where you push, oh, it's probably dead. I never use this, so I'm not surprised that it's dead. But, you know, you can use it like a normal guitar too. It has a built-in multi-effects, whatever on it. It's multi-scale-ish. I don't know what it like, maybe it's a 25.5 on one side and a 24 3/4 on the other side. It's not anything crazy or drastic, but it does have a slight fan fret thing going on here. But the reason that I use this guitar is I have this Fishman triple play, I think it's called. It's a MIDI converter. So you can play this guitar and essentially this pickup will convert the notes to MIDI notes. That's what I use this guitar for. It's just a studio tool for that specific reason. I mean, I guess it's a really great guitar for traveling as well, since it's smaller, you know, and it is very, very nice. By the way, the craftsmanship on these guitars, you know, I feel like the intelligent sort of gimmick actually holds these guitars back, because these guitars are really, really nice, well-crafted guitars with cool features. Like, look at this roast on this neck. It's a 5-piece neck. This is crazy. And I feel like the gimmick of having the built-in multi-effects makes people look at these guitars as like, you know, gimmick guitars, when really they're excellent guitars. They just have a gimmicky thing attached to them. Sell the gimmicks separately. Why not? Make it so anyone can put those pickups and the multi-effects thing in any guitar they own and just sell guitars. I think that's a good move, but what do I know? I'm just another dipshit on the internet. So in this beat to shit case, we have the Grimoire prototype, I think. So this is the Grimoire prototype that Royce made for me. Check out the inlay here. It's like an orange glow-in-the-dark inlay. I much prefer the other one. Big hole in the epoxy or whatever this is right here. Stainless steel frets, ebony board. You can hardly see the Deviant logo there, but it is a Deviant Guitars guitar. Despite this guitar having a ton of issues, I did play this guitar on the channel a lot, like around 2020. Wave selector, volume knob, EMG 81, 85. We didn't have the X's in this one. There's a Floyd Rose Special in here, but that's because I repurposed this Floyd Rose 1000 bridge. This did have a Floyd Rose 1000 Pro in here originally. This one does have a lot more beveling going on. It makes it look a little bit more violent. I wanted it to be a little bit more square, but still have some beveling on the newer model. So that was a big difference here. But mostly the big difference is just craftsmanship. You know, like if you look here, this is just weird. Like the dots are set into the neck. This neck joint was actually like open. I had to have him go back and refill it. And the reason that's like that, I don't know if you can see it right here because there's this like finish line. But the fretboard is like twice as thick as it should be, and the neck is actually thinner than it should be. Like I had to shim the nut up here too. There's just a lot of build issues with this guitar. And in fairness, this was like the first one he had ever made. So, you know, there was some learning curve to it. And I always get asked what this pink guitar is up here. This is just foam. This is a foam cutout for the CNC machine. So that way, like, I could look at the body before he committed to cutting it into mahogany, you know? And the fun part about this video, sometimes I forget what these guitars are. Okay. This is my Solar V. This is a FR 1.6 something. Satin finish, brushed EMG 8185. These are not X series pickups, but they do have that brushed black nickel thing going on. Floyd Rose, I believe this is an original. I don't think this is 1,000. Now, I bought this guitar full price in early days of the channel, and I really think that Solar was offering a really, really great value at that time. I'm not as familiar with their offering now. Just volume, tone, three-way here, nothing super special. We do have stainless steel frets. We do have an ebony board. This was in the period where a lot of these were cracking. This one does not have any cracks. Solar locking tuners. I believe this is the first guitar I bought with locking tuners, actually. You know, it's super glossy almost, and that's just from playing it so much. This guitar got a tremendous amount of playtime, both live and on the channel. Now, the one thing that I would say about these guitars is you definitely need to fix the input jack. So you can see there's no input jack here. It's moved up to the back wing. The reason that I have this moved up here is the input jack in its original position will hit you in the balls. Not fun. This is not a great place for the input jack. So my homie Royce converted this for me into a battery compartment, because it doesn't have one. It came with passive pickup. So, you know, he made this little input jack compartment into a battery compartment and then rerouted the input jack to over here. Much, much better now. And this is actually really great because I was looking for this guitar because I do want to make her soon. Oh, it's the battery. It's the battery wobbling around in the compartment. But I do want to make an update video with this guitar here. So I think number one, it really needs some love. Like, it needs some care and attention. And you know, I've had this guitar for a long time now. I've definitely put it through its paces, and I'd like to share that perspective with you guys in a more informative deep dive sort of video. So this is a Jackson gig bag. I don't know what's in here. This is a Jackson Jeff Loomis Pro Plus Signature Kelly. And this guitar is really, really beautiful. It almost feels like IKEA furniture a little bit. It's not my favorite thing on a guitar, but it would make for a very beautiful table. We have a hip shot bridge. Seymour Duncan, I believe these are Jeff Loomis blackout pickups. They're not the normal blackouts. They are crazy high output. Truss rod wheel adjustment, which feels like it's not even engaged. We've got like the plastic 3D Jackson logo up here. It's an interesting choice. We have the same sort of heel strap button thing here that you would have on a Kelly. Jackson speed neck, and because this is a satin finish, it is ultra smooth. Jackson locking tuners up here at the headstock. Three-way switch, single volume knob, my favorite configuration of things. Ebony board, mother of pearl shark fin inlays, huge lumen lay dots in the binding on the side here. Overall, just a really beautiful and badass guitar. Why don't I play this more? I have no idea. We're getting down to the last couple guitars here. This is a Charvel case. Any guesses on what this is? This is an Angel Vivaldi signature Charvel. Very, very beautiful. I love the reverse Fender style headstock. I love the gold hardware. I love the fretboard. I mean, I'm not a fan of maple fretboards, but this is really cool. The way the dots get bigger and then switch sides. The huge lumen lay side markers. This comes with the Goto bridge, and as I've learned for myself recently, these are very high quality bridges. 5-way selector, volume, tone, pretty typical. Look at the binding though on this guitar and the top. It's just really, really striking. And if you look at the back of this guy, if memory serves me correctly, this is roasted basswood. And it just looks really, really beautiful. It's like a deep mahogany color almost. Bolt-on neck, crazy carved heel. It's a very thin, fast-playing neck too. We just have Charvel branded tuners on here. No locking tuners or anything like that. Again, just a really striking and beautiful guitar, and the only reason I don't play it that often is because it's a 7-string. I just don't play 7 strings enough. You know, it's unfortunate because it's an absolute shredder of a guitar, and it's a looker too. Okay, I have one last guitar in this room. It's the 𝗦cie𝗰𝗶𝗹, or the YouTuber guitar, as these have come to be known. This guitar is insane. The build quality on this guitar is probably the highest, or like one of the highest I've ever felt. It is a truly nice, basically custom shop guitar built in the US by Kiesel. These are choices they just made for me, by the way, but you can go on to their website and you can build your own custom guitar. I know people have complained about these pickups. I actually like them. They are a little bit more mid-voiced, more something like a bare knuckle, more genty style pickup, a little quacky, but I think it kind of fits this guitar actually. We have a hip shot bridge on here. This burl top, it's so hard to capture the beauty of it on camera, but it's just very striking in person. Here's the back of the guitar. I'm not sure what this is, maybe swamp ash or something. I don't really remember what type of wood it is. It's in my video if you saw the video. 5-piece neck, Kiesel locking tuners. We have stainless steel frets on here also. This is one of the nicest guitars that I've ever played. And I know that's a big thing to say, but it does feel like impeccable craftsmanship. And a lot of you have probably come to expect that from Kiesel because they're basically a custom shop. But you know, the reason I don't play this guitar a lot is it feels like an ergonomic guitar. And most of what I vibe with are like extreme metal guitars. Something like this, it almost feels like in line with a headless guitar to me. And just, you know, for that reason, I don't gravitate towards picking it up a lot. But if you are into that, if you like ergonomic guitars, you like lightweight guitar, like this guitar is so lightweight. It feels like butter when you're playing it. But I can say that this is an amazing piece of craftsmanship and a beautiful guitar. So, you know, take that for what it's worth. All right, thank you guys so much for being here with me while I take inventory of my guitars. I really appreciate it. Shout out to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. If you're interested in them, use my link down in the description. More importantly, shout out to all of you. You guys are the best. Again, if you like this video, you like this style of video, and you want to see the whole tour of this room, I will leave that over on Patreon. You can join us over here with all these beautiful people, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.